Only fools would walk away, but we're standing here today. Through the storms and history, only fools in sAFC. Sunderland till the day I die, underneath the Wearside sky. Through it all we still believe, only fools in sAFC.
Well, hello. How we're getting on? Hope you're alright. So, it's here. The big one, 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. The Mags coming to the Stadium of Light. This is the one that all Sunderland fans looked for when them fixtures were released before the season. Now, can we avenge that horrendous FA Cup defeat of 2024? One thing's for sure is that this isn't the Sunderland team that the Mags thought they'd be playing when we got promoted at Wembley against Sheffield United. They'd have thought 83 points. However, what we've done in the summer, the recruitment, how we are now as a squad, they'll be coming here very nervous and they will be shitting themselves. You know, only Hume and Dan Ballard have been in the team from that FA Cup defeat. That team here that day of Patterson, Hume, O'Neill, Ballard, Elise, Ekwa, Dan Neil, Pritchard, Bellingham, Clark, Russian, you know, nothing chalk and cheese to the team that we have now. It's 9 long years since we played them in the league, so now it's class to renew that rivalry back on a level playing field, back in the Premier League where this fixture belongs. It should never ever have gone out that way, but we're back. It's here, and so excited. Also nervous and shitting myself, but it's a nervous excitement that it's going to be a really good cracking game. Newcastle, currently sat in 12th place, 1 point and 3 places below us. They can't be happy with that start of the season. They've played 15, won 6, drew 4, lost 5, scored 21, conceded 19, done 22 points. I'm just pleased that they did finally get that away win at Everton, the other week. Otherwise, there's no worse than they would have been coming here on the back of not winning away all season. And we know what normally happens there when Sunderland have got these type of records in front of them. To be fair, they didn't just beat Everton, they battered Everton 4-1. But overall, form of 6 wins, 1 draw and 3 losses in the last 10 games for the Mags. Obviously, this has been recorded before they're playing Leverkusen in the Champions League. Hopefully, Leverkusen do us a favour and injure a few of them as well, and they get beat. But on paper, they have been in recent weeks in better form. They were really, really bad at the start of the season, I thought. But like I say, them 3 wins in 6 games has kind of put them up the league, and now they're only 1 point behind us. I think we were like 5 or 6 points above them at one stage, but they have closed the gap somewhat based on recent weeks. Now, Eddie Howe has done an absolutely amazing job of them, to be fair. He's one of the best young managers when he was at Bournemouth. Great record, which got him the job up the road there. Overall, for being so young, he's got so much experience. 740 games, 327 wins, 155 draws, 258 defeats, a win rate of 44%. But he's got a win percentage of almost 51% with the Mags. So, like I say, he's done amazing with them and got them. Obviously they won the Carabao Cup last year, which, all Sunderland fans will have hated, to be fair. But, when we got to the final, it was a Mickey Mouse Cup. When they have won it, I think they've won the Champions League. So, swings and roundabouts. But head to head on the pitch, if we look at both sides, you look at the players that they have got. Bruno Guimaraes, Fabian Schär, Malik Chow, Nick Pope, Sandro Tonali have been their biggest performers this season. However, Nick Pope's not playing, he's injured. Fabian Schär kind of getting in the team now. Dan Burn, I think, has been playing at centre half. Anthony Gordon, we know all about Anthony Gordon. Harvey Barnes has been in form as well in recent games. But yes, they've got some good players, but now so have we. Look at our top performing players there. Xhaka, Roofs, Ballard, Nordy, Alderete. What signings they have been since they come into the club. Burton Traore, Noah Sadiki, Broby and Trey Hume, make up all the top rated players. And like I say at the start of the video, that team on paper now is a team that I feel can more than match them. I think it can more than match them and give them a right good go. And us at home, we shouldn't fear anybody. Goals wise, Guimaraes and Waldemar, the new centre forward, have got five each. Harvey Barnes, like I said, has chipped in with a few goals recently. Malik Chow, Anthony Gordon, Jacob Murphy, Miley and Asula. For us, Wilson Isidore started the season off like a house on fire. I got them 4 goals, not scored in a few games since, but he's still been grafting his tits off and working the front line really, really hard, even though we haven't been getting that service, to be fair. Dan Ballard's got 2, Broby's got 2. Considering he's not played many games, 2 goals for him's good. Enzo's got 2, Chemsdane's got 2 big goals there were as well. And so Xhaka's got 1, leading by example. I'd love so much, for Xhaka to get a goal at the weekend. I really, really would, just for the graft that he's put in the season. He's led by example, and he's been our rock and our catalyst. It would be class for him in the biggest game of the season so far to get a goal and lead by example, give a captain's performance. Assist-wise, Newcastle have kind of shared their assists out amongst the team. So Guimaraes, Miley and Dan Burn have got 2 each. Everybody else has got 1, you can see on there. Tonali, Murphy, Livramento, Hall, Fultonmada, Alanga. Where you can see on our graphic, Xhaka and Enzo Lafay have been our 2 biggest creative players. 4 assists for Granite, and Enzo Lafay has got 3. And then Nordy, Omar, Brian Broby, Trey Hume and Talby's got 1 apiece. So we have to get them creative players into the game on Sunday, I think, and get them on the ball, let them make things happen. Like I said at the start, no matter what their fans are saying, we're going to come here, they're going to do this, that and the other, they will be nervous coming here. Make no bones about that. They will be nervous and not relishing the prospect of playing us at home, the form that we've been in. Our home form against their away form is heavily in our favour. We've got the 6th best home record in the league. They're the 14th in the away form table. But we know in derby games that form does kind of go out of the window to some extent. Us at home, we're unbeaten at home this season. Played 7, won 4, drew 3, 14 goals for, 7 against. Took 15 of those 23 points at home. Whereas them, they've played 7, won 1, drew 3, lost 3. Only scored 7 goals away from home. Conceded 9 and only took 6 points. So on paper, the odds are massively in our favour in the form. But like I said, it guns out the window. For us on paper as well, you look at our recent form, on the face of it, 1 win, 3 draws and 2 defeats in the last 6 games. Doesn't look good on paper, but when you think of the fixtures, we beat Bournemouth, drew with Everton and Arsenal and Liverpool, and lost to Fulham and Man City. So on them performances, only kind of the bad performance in there was the 2-0 defeat at Fulham, where we didn't really perform and didn't turn up. The draw at Liverpool should have been 3. The Bournemouth win was a fantastic win, coming from 2-0 down. The Arsenal draw, what an occasion, what a game. Broby scored in the last minute, and just shows you this team will never ever give up. And the atmosphere at the Stadium Light's been absolutely fantastic so far this season. It'll be nothing compared to what it is on Sunday. Them Newcastle players will know they're in for a game when they come out and hear the fans and hear the crowd. Remember the FA Cup game last year when they had 8,000 or 9,000 fans. This time they've only got about 2,300. A massive, massive difference. We'll be heard. We'll be in full shout. You'll hardly hear them over the noise. Let's be the 12th man and let's get at them from the start, put them under pressure and see if we can get a good early goal, settle things down and take it from there. Now, I did get some stick for saying that I was too negative for the match review of the City game. I still stand by what I said. I do think we were too negative in that game. I think in the first half an hour we showed them too much respect. I didn't want us to go gung-ho. I just want us to play the same type of performance as Liverpool. I just thought Man City was sat off them too much, terrified to play against them, and that was just my opinion. Now I will stand by that as well, but never mind, that's gone now. The lineups on Sunday will be interesting, I think. This is kind of the potential lineups where I think it could be. So I think they might go with Ramsdale in goal, Livramento, Thor, Burn and Hall, in midfield, Joe Linton, Bruno Guimaraes and Lewis Miley. If Tonali's fit, probably he will play in place of Miley. You then got the front three of Alanga, Voltemada and Gordon. They've also got the option of playing Harvey Barnes there instead of Alanga, but that front three is probably their danger. The pace of Gordon, the pace of Alanga. They might think they've got a strong midfield, which they have. Bruno's a good player and Joe Linton a big, strong physical players. But I think the way we line up can combat that. I think we'll probably go Roofs in goal, McQualia, Ballard, Alderete, Reinildo, Hume, Siddiqui, Xhaka and Talby with Enzo and Broby. Would probably be a 5 without the ball. When we've got the ball, like we saw against Arsenal, and when we have played that back 5, Trey Hume will push into midfield and make it a 4. And that'll also help Nordy and double up on the likes of Gordon down that left-hand side. Like I say, if Tonali's fit, he'll probably play in place of Miley. But that midfield battle for me will be key on Sunday. If Xhaka, Siddiqui, Hume and Talby can get the better of Joe Linton, Guimaraes and the likes, I think that's where the game can be won for me. And I think we could smother that midfield and stop them playing. But let me know what your thoughts are. What team would you play? Would you go to a 5? Would you go to our normal, 4-2-3-1? Who would you play up front? I've brought Broby in my side. There's a case that Wilson could play because of his pace and energy and for his defensive capabilities as well. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Score predictions. Now, I'm tempted to be optimistic and go 3-1, but I'm going to think it's going to be a very, very close game. I really do think it's going to be very nip and tuck, very edgy, very nervy. I'm going to go to nick a 1-0 win, like I said earlier, with Granit Xhaka nicking the only goal to bring the 3 points to us, give us the bragging rights, and just the scenes, if that's the case, at the end of this game will be absolutely amazing. If we can beat them on Sunday, the scenes will be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. But let me know what your thoughts are. Submit your prediction in the comments below. What you think of how the game's going to pan out and how you think it's going to go. Last week's competition, there was 2 people predicted a 3-0 defeat. So Gary Dunn and John McClintock get 5 points each. And there was 4 people predicted a defeat, which were David Newell, Lee L. Mills, sAFC, Malcolm Hobkirk, Steve SM68. They get 2 points each, which makes the overall scoreboard looking like this, with John Ruddock and Peter Smith still out in front on 23 points. Everybody else there, the top 10, Alex Dixon, only fills in sAFC, I don't know where that is, some numpty, Brian Greener, Chris Carter-Jackson, Mark Aki, Stephen Smith, the Man of the World, Tony Hutton and Gary Hoyle, Steve SM68, David Jackson, Elizabeth Eyre, Stuart Mack, Gary Dunn, Richard Waite, Ray Knight, John T and Neil Denbury. That is your top 10 for the score competition. Remember, you must be a subscriber to join the competition, and only predictions in this video will count towards the competition. On subscribers, we're only 74 subs away from that magic 5k number. Like I said in the previous video, what a Christmas present this would be. I've even put my Christmas tree up for you. Look, you can see behind the Christmas tree, and if you look closer you might even see Del Boy at the top of the tree. 74 subscribers away from that magic 5k mark. To get that before Christmas would be absolutely tremendous. So please, anybody who's not subscribed, who's a regular watcher, or you're brand new and you've liked what you've seen today, hit that little black button. It's free, it'll cost you out, and will massively help the channel out. Also, don't forget to like, share and hype as well. Hyping the videos makes a massive difference as well, to get to share to more people. But everybody that does that's greatly appreciated. But from a nervous only fills in the sAFC, an excited only fills in the sAFC, anybody going to the game, have a fantastic day, have a fantastic occasion. Let's hope we can put the ice on the cake to this fantastic start of the season and get 3 points of them against them black and white bastards, and let's just finally shut them up, because they've been doing this, that and the other for God knows how many years now. We're now back on the level playing field. We're now back in the big time alongside them with its squad that's more than going to match them. Till the next video, which will be the match review of that game. Don't forget, if you haven't seen the midweek Mackems we did a derby special from the Stadium of Light. It's on the screen now, the link there if you want to go into that if you haven't seen it. It's a really good edit, and we had some great fun at the stadium in the Founders Bar shooting that video. Me, Bowers, Mike and Conrad. It was a great day. So watch that and please like that as well. And in the meantime, Thanks for watching. Take it easy, stay safe, and we'll speak soon. Ta-ra. How are the lads?
Sunderland's where we live. Fight with pride.